Sandy Says Read, and welcome to the channel. Tonight we are going to do an original Booktube tag. Yes, I've come up with another tag. This one is going to be quick and easy, so everyone out there in Booktube land should be able to jump in on this as well. This is going to be the books you had no choice but to read tag. The goal of this is to talk about books that we might not have read if not for these things that we're going to talk about in these tags. They're books that maybe weren't on your radar, but they were forced upon you, or they were put in your path in some strange and bizarre way, or gifted to you. You see, this year in 2024, I have done the clock reading challenge that Joe Linsdell started. And I put together my own dragon reading challenge, okay? And I'm going to do a Christmas reading challenge that is probably out here on Booktube and I just don't realize it, right? So I put together a few challenges for myself this year of lists of books that I wanted to read. And through those challenges, I have discovered some new authors and certainly some new book titles that I didn't have on my radar before 2024. All right, so new books, new authors, new to me, authors and new to me books that I would not have thought of reading before those challenges. All right, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. So I thought, well, what are some other ways that we are getting books into our lives that maybe we hadn't thought of before? All right. It's a tag. I invite you to do it. And I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. You guys, please subscribe to Sandy Says Read because this is a Booktube channel. We do all the bookish stuff here at Sandy Says Read. Lots of book reviews, Booktube tags, all the bookish things. Every once in a while, I do something that is more author and writing related, still bookish. So this is a book channel for you. Let us begin with this tag. And you guys, I don't like to tag channels that are bigger than mine because it makes me feel weird and creepy and stuff. So I will tag a couple of booktubers who I think have channels with fewer subscribers than me. I've seen a couple of booktubers out there who fit that category, which is hard to believe. This is not a big channel. So I will tag a couple of you in the drop-down box below and see if you would like to participate in this tag. Even if I don't tag you, please feel free to jump in and join in. Shall we begin with number one? Number one is, what's a book that you were assigned to read in school that made a huge impression on you? You guys, I had so many to choose from in this question because I got an English degree. So in college, I read a ton of books, but I'm going to go back in this question, go back to like grade school. Okay. And I think in middle school is when we read To Kill a Mockingbird. Get that up there. And there's not even a glare on it. Look at that. To Kill a Mockingbird. Yay, by Harper Lee. This one made a pretty big impression on me. Gosh, there were so many others during school that made an impression on me. Why am I not thinking of any of them? Maybe because it's late. I'm filming this rather late at night. Anyway, this is the one that I brought over here to show you all on camera. To Kill a Mockingbird, yes. And in fact, when we read this one in junior high school, we then had to pick an assignment or a project to do with the story. I'm doing a really bad job of speaking. I'll spit it out here in a minute, blah, blah, blah. We had to do a project with the story, and I chose to write a sequel. Yeah, so in junior high, I wrote a sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, and I won that. It's up here. I won first place. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they've kept it all of these years. Well, my parents kept it at their house. It was in their basement until I moved here, and then now it's in my house. Okay, let's go on to question number 2. What's a book that a parent or other relative gifted to you or guilt tripped you into reading? Okay, I've had many relatives give me books over the years. I think I've mentioned on here that one of my cousins gave me the first book in the Little House on the Prairie series, Little House in the Big Woods. Gave me that for Christmas one year, and I was hooked. I loved the Little House series, but I'm going to go with The Hobbit. Yes, my dad brought home this book, not this actual book, but this version of this book, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. When I was a kid, he brought this home one day after work and said, "Here you go." And I read it and I loved it. This was the book that, like, after I read this, I decided the writing that I was doing, I wanted to gear that toward fantasy because this was so fun and I enjoyed it so much and I loved it. Yeah, The Hobbit. So my dad gifted me this one, and he didn't force me to read it. I wasn't guilt tripped into reading it or anything. I've had, you guys, my family, so many readers in my family. My great grandmother, my grandmother, my aunt B, she was an English teacher. So I had lots of people in my family pushing books at me as I was growing up into my adult years. My cousin, not the same cousin who gave me the Little House books, but a different cousin, my cousin Teddy, she gave me that book, Saving My Assassin by Virginia Podan. She gave me that one, loaned me that one just within the last couple of years. And I reviewed that here on the channel for you guys. So yeah, I've always had family members giving me books to read. Yeah, it's a thing in my family. Okay, so number 3, what's a book that your patrons or subscribers paid you to read and discuss on your channel? Now, this is a question just for you guys out there, because you other booktubers, because I don't have a Patreon channel. I did for like a couple of months and realized I couldn't deal. I couldn't do that. I don't have a Patreon channel. I don't have patrons. No one gives me money. And my subscribers, I don't know that any of my subscribers have said, "You must read this book and bring it to us." I don't think anyone's ever done that here on this, in this community. But I have, I troll Twitter in a good way. I don't troll people. I troll through I doom scroll on Twitter frequently, but I go through there and I look at different writers and different authors, and I see what's hot, what cool covers people have. I look at the writers lifts posts that people do. And I saw Robert A.J. Strife is an author who released Castle of Calamity on Death's Door. I saw this cover. Let me do it without a glare. I saw this on Twitter early in 2024, and I really liked the cover. And I was, I don't know, conversing with him, and at some point, one of the conversations mentioned some plot points or a scene, something out of the book. And I went, "Oh my goodness, that's not just a cool cover. There's a cool concept going on here." And so I bought this because of what I was seeing on Twitter. So that social media point is what got this into my hands. I can read you the back cover. It's very short. Castle of Calamity. In a land where monsters and demons invade the Gusaran kingdom, portals from the underworld invite fiends to the realm. Ancient entities and otherworldly powers awaken to threaten the ecosystem of the land. The king tasks Mercurius, Lord of Greyfall and Hunter of Monsters, to seek the fiends out and save the kingdom. My phone just beeped. Sorry, guys. Will he be enough to quell the darkness that infects the continent, or is there more at stake, hiding behind a shrouded veil? Kind of cool. I mean, it sounds right up my alley, right? So cool cover with a glare, cool cover and cool description. I was like, all right, that's cool to me. I want to read that. And now here it is, October, and I haven't read it yet, but it's on the shelf. I'm going to get to it one of these days. Okay, so for you guys out there who do have like patrons or subscribers who push suggestions to you, what's a book that your patrons or subscribers paid you to read and discuss on your channel? Right. Question number 4. What's a book that you read because of peer pressure? And about how old were you? And did that pressure influence your enjoyment of the book? I don't know that when I was younger, I had peer pressure to read any particular books. I don't think that was going on when I was younger. I mean, I was reading anything I could get my hands on anyway. So I don't know that there was ever a time when I felt pressured to read a book, unless it was a teacher pressuring me, right? But here, when I started this channel, The Book Thief was a very popular book. And I was seeing other people's opinions of it in very high regard for the book. And I did feel a pressure to check it out. Right? So I did. And I loved it. This is a really good, The Book Thief, excellent book, excellent story, gut-wrenching. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm glad that I felt pressured to purchase and read this book. So it's good. Then let's see. A bonus. The last question is a bonus question. What is a book that you received as a gift? And did you enjoy it? Did you read the gift book and did you enjoy it? And like I've mentioned to you guys already in here, I have received tons of books as gifts from family members especially. But most recently, last Christmas, I received the Christmas Cabin Deluxe Edition. It's hardcover deluxe edition from J. Patrick Lamar. So let me get this up here without a glare so you can see how beautiful that is. Look at that gorgeous illustration. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that nice and just cozy? Doesn't it just feel like a cozy Christmas thing? Yeah, it's nice. There we go. So it's The Christmas Cabin. This is a book that was gifted to me. Jeff sent this to me as sort of a thank you for some stuff that I had done here on the channel, and he signed it. This is a limited edition with just like gorgeous illustrations inside. Isn't that nice? Yeah. He signed this for me. And so I did read it and I did enjoy it. And I think I talked about it here on the channel. I am sure I did. Yeah. Okay. So those are the 4 questions with 1 bonus in the books you had no choice but to read Booktube tag. There you go. You guys, I encourage other booktubers out there to do this tag as well, because you guys, it's quick and easy. It's kind of good reminiscing on books. Yeah, made me think a little bit when I was gathering the books for it. But if you're not a booktuber and you just want to think about some of these questions and stuff, you can put your comments in the comments below. You can put your answers to these questions in the comments below. You all, thank you so much for tuning in. Thumbs up for books that we remember enjoying, being forced to read and enjoy. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in.